So today, guys, we are making my daughter's favorite dal, and I'm sure everyone can make this at home. It should be in your pantry, and these are all the items that we're going to need for the dal. We've got desi ghee, olive oil, mustard seeds, Kashmiri mirch, your regular household desi masala, a handful of garlic, about 2 inches of ginger, two medium onions and 1 small onion, 2 tomatoes, a few curry leaves, and a few whole chilies, plus my handy dandy grinder, and of course our Instapot. First thing we're gonna do, guys, is go ahead and throw our garlic in the grinder and go ahead and grind. So we have ground up the garlic, the ginger, 1 medium and small onion, 1 whole tomato, and then we cut 1 tomato and cut 1 medium onion, only because I like some of the chunkiness in the dal when I make it. Now we're going to go ahead and measure out our dal. So I usually take 1-to-1 ratio. So I'm going to do 1 cup of the orange dal and 1 cup of the yellow. Oh, that's a little much. Okay. And now we're gonna wash this. You should always wash your dal before you make it to get rid of any impurities, anything in the dal. We have plugged in the Instapot. It's on the off mode. We're gonna take the top off, as we need it to be that way. Now you're gonna hit the saute mode, turn it on. It'll show the timer. Don't worry about that. As soon as it goes on, it will tell you beep, 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 I'm on. I have the standard Instapot Duo Novo, and this is the 6-quart one. This is a good size for a standard family. I believe this is there actually is a 5-quart one, and then there's an 8-quart one. So this is kind of the medium-sized one. Now that it's on, it'll start to heat up, and we are going to start adding in all the stuff for the dal. We are going to add in 1 heaping spoonful of desi ghee, which is clarified butter. This dal actually cooks really, really well in the desi ghee, and I like the flavor of it, so I always add that. And just like any other butter, you always want to add a little bit of olive oil. This is about 1 big tablespoon, so that your desi ghee or your butter does not burn. Next, we're going to go ahead and add Jeera, and that's 1 teaspoon. We're also going to add 1 teaspoon of rye. We have 2 red mirch. You're gonna just snap them in the middle and add those in. And also your curry patta. Now when you put the curry patta, it's gonna sizzle a bit, so stay back. And we're just gonna leave that until the curry patta. And now we're gonna go ahead and add the garlic. Of course, you can always hand chop this versus grinding it. My kids don't like any of the ginger garlic to come under their teeth or in their mouth, so I prefer to grind it up. And now we will saute this for about 3 to 4 minutes until it turns a light brown. Now that the garlic has changed color, it's starting to become a little light brown, I am going to add in the ginger. Now remember, guys, the ginger is going to make everything stick. So you're gonna add the ginger and quickly kind of move this around and just let it saute for about a minute or 2 before it starts to stick to the bottom of the pan. And then we're gonna immediately add in our onions. And when you add the onions, it'll stop sticking. Now it's been about 2 minutes since we put in the ginger. It's not sticking yet, but I've also seen that it has started to change color. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in the ground up onions. Now there's another reason, guys, we've kind of ground up all of the ginger and garlic and onions, is because When you're making dal in the Instapot, it kind of seems to stay runny and watery if you don't grind the items up. Every time I grind them up and put them in there, I get a better consistency of the dal, so I prefer to do it this way. But like I said earlier, I do want some of the onion and tomato chunks to come into my mouth, so I've cut half of it into bite-sized pieces versus grounding it up. So now we're gonna let this go ahead and saute until the onions kind of change color and become a little bit of a light brown and translucent. And then we're gonna add in the rest of the stuff. Now that the onions have been cooking for about 3 to 4 minutes, they have changed color, they're translucent and turning into a light brown. I am now gonna add the one onion that I had left to the side that I chopped up. Now, once again, we're gonna let this onion cook and become translucent and light brown before we add our masala and tomatoes. Now that these onions also have become translucent, they have changed color and it's starting to stick a little bit on the bottom, we're gonna go ahead and add our masala. So the first thing we're gonna do is add, that is 1 tablespoon and about 1.5 of salt. And I preferably use sea salt. You guys can use whatever salt you like. Also, remember the salt can be in any quantity that you prefer. It's as per taste. And this is 1 teaspoon of cumin powder and another half. And then I have, this is my own homemade garam masala. I'm gonna put 2 spoons of this, 2 teaspoons of that. I'm also going to add 2 teaspoons of haldi and a pinch. Also adding a touch of amchur powder. I like the little sourness it gives. And also I have Kashmiri mirch. This is basically for the color. I'm gonna add 2 spoons of the Kashmiri mirch to this. And that's 2 teaspoons, guys. And mix that up. As you see, as soon as you start putting in the masala, it starts to kind of stick. Now this is your cue to go ahead and add your tomatoes. So we have the pureed tomatoes, which we add first. And once you add them, you can see all of the masala has started to let go. And that's because tomatoes have a high water content. And as soon as you add them in, it will help all your masalas to come off the bottom of that pan. What a beautiful color this masala is now. Tomatoes don't take that long to cook, so we are now going to go ahead and add the 1 tomato that I had chopped up as well. There we go. And we are going to let this cook down for another 3 to 4 minutes. Now that all of my masala has cooked up, it's been about 3 to 4 minutes. It's a really good consistency. I can smell it. The oil has started to kind of release from the masala. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the dal. And this was the 2 cups we measured out earlier and washed properly. We're adding that back in, and then we will add the water. Now that we have added the dal, I'm just gonna stir this up, mix it up really well in the masala. And we have, remember guys, we measured out 2 cups of dal, and I have here 6 cups of water. I'm gonna go ahead and add that in now. If you guys could smell this, it smells amazing. Give it a good stir. So as I'm looking at the dal, it looks like it needs a little bit more water. So I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 more cups. That way the dal has proper amount of liquid to cook. And the reason why I'm adding the additional 2 cups is that this dal actually becomes really thick once it is pressurized and cooks. And so it is gonna soak up most of all of this water. Once again, the water can be adjusted at the end if it needs to be, but why have to do it again if we can try to correct ourselves now? So now that this is ready to go, we are going to put the lid on and I will show you how to put it on the setting to cook. So guys, it's still in saute mode. It's on, and now we're gonna go ahead and put the lid on. So you wanna make sure it's properly attached and then you want to turn it so it says closed, and it'll show you on here that it's on. But we no longer want it on saute mode. We're going to hit cancel. That'll take it off of there. You want to touch pressure cook. Make sure your pressure is on high. If not, you can adjust it with the pressure level, which is this button here. But we want to make sure it's on high, and then you want to adjust the time. So we're only going to cook this for 40 minutes because this dal actually cooks pretty quickly. And the only reason why I set it at 40 is because I also want some of that water to become a little thick. So now, once you have it on 40, you see it says on, the pressure is on. Also, up here, you want to make sure your whistle is in and that any of this, make sure that all the pressure stays in. So some of yours, you have to kind of turn the lever on this or whatnot, but on my device, you don't have to do anything. As soon as you put it on pressure, it will start to continue to pressure. Once this is all cooked, 40 minutes later, we'll come back and open it. So as this is cooking at 34 minutes, I went ahead and started to boil the rice to go along with it. Also, we have cut up some white onion and added chaat masala, pink salt, and half a lime squeezed on this, and also some green chilies to eat with the dal. And I'm also going to go ahead for garnishing it is go ahead and chop up the cilantro, which is also called dhania. Very, very small pieces. No one likes it to come into their mouth. But guys, remember that you want to get all of it, stems included. All of the flavor is in the stems. It's actually not in the leaves. The leaves taste like nothing and very mild. But all of that goodness, that smell, fresh smell and flavor is all in the stems. So make sure you add the stems when you add them to garnish your dishes. So guys, it has finished cooking. It actually went into keep warm mode and it started to keep warm, but we don't need to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and hit cancel. It's gonna go to off. And then you're gonna come back here and press the button to release all of the air. And that is going to release all of the air. And once all of that is out, we are gonna go ahead and open the top, and then I'll show you what the dal looks like. So the steam has let out, and now we are going to open it up and see what our dal looks like, guys. Wow, look at that. Perfect. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, it's just perfect. At this point, I'm gonna also add in another big spoon. So this is probably about 1/3 cup of clarified butter. You can add white butter, you can add regular salted, unsalted butter. It really is your preference. I like, once again, the desi ghee. It gives it such a rounded sweetness to it, and it's so good for the kids. And it's the best way to get them to consume it without them knowing it's in their food. So that went in, that will just enhance the flavor a little bit more. And we're also gonna add in the chopped cilantro, the dhania. And we are gonna mix this up, and I will get the kids to do a taste test for you guys. Our accompaniments with the dal is dahi for my kids, yogurt, which is salt and black pepper. Then we have onions that I showed you earlier that we made. We also have some green chutney, white rice, and some papad. All right, kids, go ahead. Let me know.
Okay. 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 Can I have some? This is so good.
What about you, Anaya? Can you taste the dal?
This is amazing. Okay. Just like my mom makes it every time. Yeah. It's so good.
Perfect.
It's awesome. If you guys enjoyed this video. For more videos and new recipes, comment down below. Like, share, and subscribe to keep watching. Bye. Bye.